We're live. Are we live? I think we're live. Okay. Let me just get the computer on. We are. What was that noise? Hope that's not this phone. Seriously. After all the problems I had last week. There's bloody YouTube telling me I'm live. Shambolic. Right. That was another phone I have in here. It's linked up to the tilt hydrometer. Right, let's turn the volume down on my phone. Let's put it on silent as well. It's shambles. Shambles tonight. Really is. So yeah, we're back on our phone. We're not messing about. I haven't actually had time. I know I say this every week. I've been really busy. And then I always say, but my workload is starting to decrease now, so I'm starting to get on top of it. Oh, it's a lie. It's a lie. I'll never be on top of that. I fucking hate everything. I hate everything. But yeah, I've not really had time. I actually had to. I was watching my wife was watching the Friends reunion inside, and I was like watching that, and then I was thinking, shit, I have got to go out in here and do a video, and I was like, do they really want to? They really want to do it tonight? And I was thinking, no, I haven't done anything this week. I haven't made any videos. I haven't put anything out. So yes, we're gonna have to. An error occurred. So shambolic. Are you about to go live too? Oh, apologies. See, I was waiting for you to go live, and then I could watch your live video, and I wouldn't have to do this. So I'm not. I don't think my heart's in it, to be honest. Don't think my heart's in it. Yeah, I know. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Had a busy week. Oh, what can I tell you? I'm thinking, I just can't be bothered. I just cannot be bothered with it. Sorry, I'm trying to wire up the computer so that. Okay, there's it now. I think. So yes, watching the Friends reunion video or program with the wife in there. I was thinking, oh, Matthew Perry looks like he's had a stroke or something. I mean, have you seen it? Have you actually seen it? Oh my god, he looks not well. Apparently, he had. This is what they say now. Emergency dental treatment. But yeah, he looks like he's had a stroke. Or he's back in the gear. He might be back in the gear again, who knows? Is that libelous? I don't know. Sure he's not. Yeah, I'm not going to hang about tonight, even though I don't even have this done. I haven't even done this yet. Just shambles. Shambles! What can I tell you? All I can do is apologise for my tardiness. The first thing I said is, my heart's not really in this. I know, it's just dreadful. That was just dreadful. But yeah, I haven't done anything. I had the day off on Monday actually, which is the first day I had, and the kids were in school, and it was absolutely brilliant. They lifted the restrictions for eating indoors, and so like restaurants can open, basically, and not you don't have to sit outside. So yeah, we ended up in a pub actually. I just had a little pub menu or pub lunch from the menu, and it's really nice. I mean, the food was okay, but it was just nice to be out and about and living again. Has to be said. I kind of underestimated it until it wasn't, until it didn't have it. But yeah, it was very nice. I very much enjoyed it. And then, of course, we picked up our son. We spent the whole day out. Had to go and get a suit for got a few things coming up this year, which is always a delight, getting a suit. And then we went for something to eat, and then we picked up the kids from school. And the smallest one, he's something wrong with him, basically. He has he's had the shits, he's had the squits, all week, ever since then. Now, fortunately, he didn't do anything in school, but he said his stomach was sore and his head was sore and all this, so it wasn't until he got home that it all kind of came out, literally came out. So that was fun, and then he's been off school all week. So on top of me losing a day at work, I know that sounds ridiculous, losing a day at work, but I mean, you're trying to catch up for the rest of the week then. And the kind of job I have is just, I don't really have anyone to cover for me. So yeah, it kind of piles up. The work tends to pile up. Right. What have we got? What have we got? I think Alex is the only one here. Okay. Second, well, I'll just go for 2 layers, and I thought, oh, you know what? I've got loads of beer in there. Let's just do it. I'm not going to be streaming next Friday because I've got something on next Saturday. Next Saturday morning, actually, so I cannot be even drinking. Because I'm on the go all day. And then we got a big family thing in the garden later on that day, so I can't be pissed off my skull having drunk a bloody litre of beer cocktail. So, for the bottom layer, I'm gonna go for 4, I think, and I can't even remember what happened last week. Such was the bloody disaster of the audio. But I think we got 3 layers. I think it messed up. This is going to be the bottom layer. We know this is tried and trusted. We know it won't mess up. No chance. So let us go in. It's only 9.2%, so happy Friday to me. God, you can see, I'm distracted already, look. I can still see the soap marks. Or haven't really dried it properly. I'm going to blame my wife for that. For not drying that with a dishcloth properly. You know what? Do you think I care? Do you think I really care about that? No. Let's do it. Okay. Going for the Stein again, which is really heavy. Okay, layer number 3 is that one there. Jaipur from Thornbridge. I've had this a few times over the years, it's safe to say. Jaipur comes with over 100 worldwide awards. This iconic American-style IPA has complexity of flavour created by a 6-dimensional hop experience. What? What does that mean, that last sentence? This iconic American-style IPA has a complexity of flavour created by a 6-dimensional hop experience. I mean, it sounds like someone was flicking through a bloody dictionary. They're coming up with words. It's got 6 hops on it, I'm guessing that means. Which are Chinook, it actually tells you, Chinook, Centennial, Atanum, Simcoe, Columbus, and Cascade. So all hops I'm familiar with. I have used Atanum once, many moons ago, a lot of years ago. Can't really remember anything about it. So that's a kind of a mystery one. Bought 100 grams and then I don't think I've ever used it since. So I don't know why I'm taking that off. Sorry, I'm just a bit. I'll tell you later. I think there's something wrong with me. Properly wrong with me. I'm only semi serious when I say that. Okay, I've just realised that is that colour and this is, what colour is this? So this might not work. This could be a fail on the first layer. I'm hoping that this is actually, I'm worried about the orange can now. This is not. Oh, okay. We've come this far. Shit, I'm spilling it already. Look. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, it is separating. It is separating. It's nice and light. That's good. Thank God. Let's get a bit more in. Ooh, shit. Shit. Hold on. Got the old kitchen roll here. Okay, that's what we're looking at now. That is a pretty good separation, isn't it? Already. Let's get the phone, karate chop it. There's your separation right there. Look at that. That's quality. We like that. I do find that when you do this, the clear beers, when you get the clear separation, it looks amazing. If you have like a cloudy beer, it still separates, but it looks okay. But if you get a really clear beer, and like especially a really dark beer, like a stout or something like that, the separation is just like, it's like watching in 4K. So it's like, okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that so far. That's two down. Two down. You remember the days when you used to struggle to get two to separate at all? No, it's just like, do it in my sleep. Do it in my sleep. Let me get a drink of this. That is quite nice. I notice bitterness on beers a lot more now. Now that I'm kind of brewing lower ABVs. Usually try and stick to 40, maybe 45 IBU, but try not to go over for anything. But I'm doing a lot of lagers in New Zealand. New Zealand Pilsners this year. And it's like 20 something IBU, and you really notice kind of beers with a kind of more bitter notes. Right, okay. So we've got our Guinness, fizzy Guinness, which I really like to use doing this. This is gonna work. Hi, Stuart. Right. This is what we're at so far. Okay. 70 ABU the other day, absolute bollocks. It was tame. What is it? I mean, 70 ABU, so you know what? I don't even know. Druncula's Retro Flutertainment Land. Yeah, you've been on the sauce already. Right. So this is what we're at for all the latecomers. We've got two layers now. We've got the Mr. President. That's a regular guest on this channel. And then we've got the Jaipur on top of that. That's 5.9. We're now going with the Guinness. This is only 4.2. We're gonna get it in. I'll show you what you could have won. Okay. Still have an issue with this table being quite high. Oh, look at that. That's a good separation. So this is, you're gonna see now what it means when you get a really clear beer and a really dark beer, and the separation just looks magical. Oh my God, that looks absolutely. We're only halfway up the glass as well, too. Excellent. Excellent. 3 clear layers. Look at that black one sitting on top there. That is absolutely beautiful. I think you can be a bit more. Don't need to be so gentle with it because it's not gonna mix. Necessarily like shake it or something. Try to oxygenate it. Fan bloody tastic. I was a bit grumpy at the start, but now I'm in a good mood because this is good. So what was going to be the third layer actually, but then obviously with the colours I had to change it slightly. Is I bought some Stella Artois for the connoisseur. Little did I know though that this is actually. Can you see? Hopefully you can see what that says. 4.6%. Stella Artois is 4.6%. Now, it used to be 5.6 back in the day. So I don't know if that's brewed in the UK. Is that a Brexit thing? I don't know. Have they run out of malt? Is this the food shortages we were promised? We were told that we were warned against? I don't know. Stella Artois though, 4.6%. That is very disappointing. I didn't actually realise that until after I bought it and I was picking it out of the keezer over there. 4.6. 4.6. So that's obviously 4.2 in there. It may float, but you know what? Let's not take it. Let's just go straight for the Carlsberg Pilsner, yes. Here we go. Lovely stuff. Full pint, 568 mils, 3.8%. It's like drinking water, so it should float, even on Guinness, which is like water. Am I right? Am I right? You're not wrong. Yes, I've been looking for Tuborg actually, Alex, but I cannot find it. I cannot find it. I think it's been banished from the kingdom. Okay. Fucking hell. Everything's getting bigger and bigger. It's like the glass has got fucking ridiculous now. And now the can is like massive. And the table's down here. And the camera's up there. And in order for you to see, I need to lift the massive glass up there and pour the massive can somewhere well above head height. So this is good. This is good. Here we go. Let's just do it. Just shut up and do it. So you can drink it. Come on, separate, you prick. Oh god. I don't think it's separating. Let's just keep going. Power. Just more power. Throw more power at it. Everything can be fixed by power. Fuck. Um, um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that passes the kind of the test. Let's get another little bit in there just in case. Just in case, you never know. We remember the beer. Oh, oh shite! Now the fucking keyboard's wet. No, 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 no. Shit. This is so unprofessional. Okay. Let's try and type something on the keyboard. We'll wait and see if it's ruined it. Is no, I don't think it is. But no, Alex, they've changed the recipe. I know you don't like Carlsberg, but they've changed the recipe. I mean, it says on the back. They've made the beer better. I mean, worth a try, right? They've made it better. It says there in black and white. Well, in green. 2 shades of green. To be fair, they have actually made it better. But I mean, it's a low bar we're talking about here. You know? It's like getting pissed on when you're on fire. When you're on fire is really bad, but it's better when someone pisses on you, but that doesn't mean it's good. Okay, I think I'm gonna abandon ship here as far as separating goes, because that is a fail. That is definitely a fail. Well, it's not really a fail because we still have 3 clear layers. Got orange, yellow, And whatever this is, it's kind of a reddy colour. I mean, actually, hold on. I think it might have actually split in two. Hold on. Okay, there's a stout layer here. You see there? See, it goes there, and then it kind of, the light disappears a little bit. That is a layer of stout there, and then it current changes to a kind of reddy colour. So that's what the other beer did. The sun going down, look. Sun going down. Yep. Let's get a drink, shall we? Let's just get a drink, and then and then nothing will matter anymore. So, cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's got a stein in their hand, and all the rest. Carlsberg Guinness is what that tastes like. It's kind of, it's not something you would want to drink, like ever. I have to hold it with two hands. It's so heavy. The layer and the bottoms, the three layers in the bottom are just going crazy. We're starting to lose it there. All I want is the stuff in the bottom because that's the good stuff. Still have another 3 cans of that, but as I said, I've got the family coming over next Saturday. So, still got 3 cans of that. And we still have 4 cans of Stella. So someone's gonna get lucky. Someone might get lucky. Oh yeah. And I've got wine beer as well. Funnily enough, I was in Lidl today. Did I actually buy it? I think it did. Did I not? I got the Carlsberg in Lidl because the beer section is pretty woeful. They do have a couple of decent ones, but they're never in stock for whatever reason. I'm guessing they're coming from some brewery in the south of Ireland, so they're probably serving all the kind of little stores around there, and then all the dregs come up to us, most likely, which is a shame because it's half decent beer. But other than that, we still get all that kind of Patronus stuff. What do you call the really crappy cans? It's like Excalibur or something like that, isn't it? Or it's something beginning with EX, isn't it? Excelsior or something like that. Fuck me, that's good stuff there. And then the kind of Green Gecko is pretty good. They dropped the Gnarly Fox, which is the best. Galahad. Excelsior, yes. Yeah, it was Excelsior then, yeah. Yeah. And the Perlenbacher. I'm guessing the Perlenbacher is made by some kind of... Obviously all the beers are made by a real brewery. But it must be like some kind of... Is it like everything else with all that own brand stuff? It's made by the same people that make the stuff, but it's done on like after they've made, so after they've made like after the pack coleslaw or something like that, or like cucumbers for Tesco's or Asda or whoever, Aldi, then they'll move on and they'll just change the label over to Lidl. Is it like that? And the Patronus is like, or not Patronus, the Perlenbacher. Right? In my head, this is the way it works in my head. The Perlenbacher is that, but it's made by some brewery and you don't know who it is because it just says in the back of the packet, brewed for Lidl, whatever country you're in. It's getting better at that. Now I'm getting the taste of the bottom. So yeah, see, I've been not been great this week. I've been a bit off. I think I think it was just having a day off and having a really good day as well too, and it was nice weather and all, and then getting out first actually somewhere to eat outside. And that's the first time we've been out in the entire time. I mean, other than going to a McDonald's drive-through with the kids, like a couple of times, that is the first time we have been out in well over a year. So I think then having to the reality of having a sick child and then going back to work again on the Tuesday, and then realizing that cheers. Yes, everything is well. I'm just moaning. I think I'm just, you know what it is. I think I'm getting toward middle age. I think I'm on the turn. I am officially on the turn. My birthday is next week. 45. I'm fucking 45 next week. How did that happen? How the hell did that happen? And I think as time goes on, I don't know what. I know people always talk about a midlife crisis and all this. I don't think I'm having a crisis. I just think that maybe it's this lockdown that's playing on my brain or something like that, and it's kind of wired me differently because I'm just stuck in the house with like those three people all the time. Not that no, that's a bad thing because it's my family in there, but I don't know. I've noticed that if I'm drinking, this is the first thing. If I drink and I I'll have a really not a bad night's sleep, but I can have a bad night's sleep, but I'll be waking up all the time. I don't know why, but it's definitely. I mean, I wear a Fitbit all the time, and I can see my sleep. And at the weekends, when I actually drink, it's like it's saying that I'm woken up like so many times, some ridiculous amount, and then you see through the week, it's like I've woken up once or twice. And then if I don't get 7 hours sleep, I've noticed this is just me complaining, I know. But if I don't get 7 hours sleep a night now, I find I'm just in bad form the next day. Now, I only got 6 hours 50 something last night, but I'm not too bad today. But yeah, in general, 7 hours or it's over. But when you're drinking and you get less than 7 hours sleep, it's like it makes it even worse. And the hangovers are just like a million times worse now than they were when I was like in my 20s, even even in my 30s. I mean, is that what is that? That is just getting old, isn't it? It's not just me, but the double whammy of sleep makes a hangover 10 times worse. Sleep and alcohol. So yeah, and I used to be really kind of laid back, a lot more laid back than I am now. I just get stressed a lot more easy. So I don't know. Maybe I've just imagined all this, and I'm trying to think of reasons why I'm on the turn. I'm trying to think of things to prove that I'm on the turn. Don't know. My metabolism was slowed down a lot as well too. Fortunately, there's not bits falling off me yet or breaking, thankfully. But yeah, your metabolism's definitely slowed down noticeably. So all the stuff I used to do that I could lose weight is now you have to do just to stand still. So yeah, it's it's a treat. It's a real treat. So happy birthday to me. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry if I feel like I'm just giving off here. Age is just a number, says Hard Yards. My hair is grey, but I'm still going hard. Well, you take that. There's a couple of ways you could take that, but yeah, it is apparently just a number, but I mean sometimes it feels just worse. Funnily enough, actually, they're having a party. I was expecting to hear them next door. Their next door is like a couple of old people. Their daughter just lives on the other side. She's 50 this weekend. They've got like relatives over. I think your sister's over from Scotland as well, and they're all kind of staying over there. And they see they've got the patio heater at the back, so I was kind of expecting to hear them kind of having a party or something, but maybe they're leaving that for the weekend. The weather's a bit better. But yeah, 50. So yeah. I think maybe that's the reason. When I seen that, I was like, oh, she's 50 and shit. And then just, oh, fucking hell, I'm 45 next week. But yeah. Anyway, what are we talking about? I can't even remember. This the beer is actually quite nice now. Now that I'm down a bit, starting to get a nice warming sensation in my old man's chest. Don't think my chest hairs are starting to go grey as well too. That's another thing. Got that tan line. Oh my god, look at that. Whoa, sexy beast. Check that out. That'll be even worse. We're actually going to get some good weather the next 2 days. It's going to hit. Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? On Sunday, it's going to hit 20 degrees. 20 degrees. Now, I know you don't think 20 degrees is wherever you are, it's like 20 degrees, God knows any time of the year, but over here, this far north, and on the Atlantic coast, it's this is a big deal. This is a big deal. 20 degrees. Sunshine all day. So yeah, no doubt I will be roasted. Next time you see me, next week, it'll be bloody, just be pink or orange or something like that. So yeah, couple of good days. Got the barbecue ready to go. As soon as I wake up tomorrow, getting the pulled pork on. And yeah, that should be us for the weekend. Denmark would catch fire. 20 degrees. It's not for long, like it's only for one day, literally. And then it'll be back to normal. 17 degrees. Summer is over here is like 17 degrees. 17, 18. Anything above 20 is unusual. If it gets to 23, 24, that's like it's like the surface of the sun. For people as white as I am. Look at that. Definitely enjoying that now. A lot more. The rain would steam us alive. Um, is it like what is it like over there, Alex? Is it like just cloudy and rainy most of the time, or is it really humid, or what is it? I don't really know. Just over here, it's just wet. It's just wet. Now, obviously, because we're so close to the bloody ocean, that's the reason. I'm guessing. It's windy as well too, especially where I am. There's a massive lake, just like over there. So yeah, obviously the wind just whips across, and depending on what direction it's coming from the north, then it'll whip down and across over here and just freezing. Windy, grey, and rainy. You know, sometimes, sometimes when it's grey and it's dry and it's quite warm, that's actually counted as a good day. Would you believe? It's a good weather because it's warm and it's dry. So, and it invariably is warm when it's got when there's 100% cloud cover. Oh yes, okay. You live on an island, so I guess so. Here we are on a Friday night stream. We're talking about the weather. In the name of God, this is. I think this is a low. This is a low, isn't it? I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I've got to the end of me drinking this pint, so I reckon I could, or this liter. So I reckon I could knock out this one as well. Let's just pour it in. You know what? It's just a bloody. It's a cocktail. That's all. This is all this is. Just me drinking a lot of beers all mixed together, and then going back into the house and pretending that I'm not pissed off my face. That's what it looks like now. It's just pure red. Dr. T says, over here in tea. Okay, have I missed something there, Dr. T? You need to explain further what over here in tea. Are you Mr. T but with a diploma? Is that what that is? Mr. T. I pity the fool. I pity the fool who thinks I'm a doctor. One of those balmy evenings here in the southeast. Not a breath. Nice. I think that is the main gripe. I don't mind the rain so much, okay? You kinda get used to it after a while. But it's the wind. Okay, it's the wind. It's really bloody annoying. It's good for drying clothes, don't get me wrong. But I mean, it doesn't really add to your joy of life, being able to dry clothes quite easily. But the wind is like you can have like the sun, so you get the kind of UV light like that heater I have up here. UV light coming at you, and it's like heating your bones up. But the wind is kind of negating any kind of warmth you might get. So you look out the window and think, you know what, that's a really nice day out there. And then you walk out. I think I'll go for a walk. You walk out, you go out the back door, walk around to the front, come in the front door, and just lock the door and go back to bed again. Because like fuck that, not doing that. Um, what was I going to talk? I was going to talk about something. I have this kind of now. All I can think about now. Doctor T has hello Doctor T, by the way, has made it. All I can think about is Mister T now. Mister T and the A Team and Rocky 2 as well too. I have that on DVD. Do you remember DVDs? Yeah. So, did I tell you how old it was? So yeah, Rocky, or no, he's not in Rocky 2, he's in Rocky 3, isn't it? He's in Rocky 3, because in Rocky 2, he fights the rematch against Apollo Creed, right? In Rocky 3, he fights Mr. T. Is that right? Am I imagining this? Am I right? Is anyone a Rocky fan that's watching this? The 7 people that's watching this? Although one was probably me, so it's probably 6 people. Whatever it is, I've got it on DVD in there. Love it. Clubber Lang. Oh, legend. Um, but yeah, all I can think about now is Mr. T. Unfortunately, that's kind of distracted me. I'm very easily distracted. Maybe that's another thing about getting old is like you're so easily distracted, or uh maybe that's the COVID that's done that. Who knows? Have I even had COVID? How do you know if you've had COVID? You remember at the start of the whole COVID thing, lockdowns, they were saying that they were. This is the British government. They're desperate to do this kind of antibody test to sort out so they could see who has had COVID, and then they could determine all this bullshit. And it's like you haven't heard anything about that since. Now it's just the vaccine, but it's not. Well, what about the antibody test? That have I had it? How do we know how many people have had it? Because if you had that data, that would be really kind of valuable, I would think. All right. Off to the brewery. I shall see you later. Yep. Really, only Rocky 1 counts? No. No, Rocky lives on. Rocky will always live on because so in the first one, let's see, in the first one he spoiler alert, he doesn't win. It's like a draw, isn't it? Or he doesn't win, he loses, but he loses, I don't know. I can't really remember to be honest. Second one he wins. The third one against Mr. T, obviously, he wins. The fourth one is the Russian one. Do you remember that one? And then at the end, this is like during the Cold War, and at the end, all the Russians in Moscow or wherever it was were all chanting USA, 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 which always makes me laugh. But yeah, and then Rocky 5. I don't know if have I actually seen Rocky 5. I think I have seen it on TV one time, but I can't really remember that much about it. And then there's the Creed films. I do remember them obviously because they're more recent. And they are actually quite good. No, he doesn't win. He didn't win the first one. I think that's why it was so good because he didn't win. Because in all these stupid movies, they always win. The underdog always wins. But apart from the first movie, he didn't win, but he gave it a good shot, and he won respect. Unlike the ridiculous one, which was America always wins, which is what counts. USA. Even in Russia, they were chanting USA, USA, USA. The one. Is it Rocky 6? You know the one where the guy is like the world champion at the time. He's playing a video game, or he's watching TV. Is it? And the TV program is showing they have these virtual matchups against like the champions of today against the champions of the past. And one of them he was doing it. It was him, the world champion at the time, against Rocky Balboa from like the 1980s or 1970s or whatever. And it was like he didn't agree with the result, and then he challenged Rocky. He took it thick, even though Rocky was like fucking 60 or 70 or whatever year age Stallone is these days. Who knows? The amount of surgery he's had. But and then he challenged him to a fight or something. And then I'm gonna have to go in and watch all this stuff. I definitely am gonna watch all of the Rocky movies at some point in the next couple of weeks. I mean, just imagine that. If that actually happened that could only ever happen in a movie, right? Is that a world champion boxer would challenge, you know. So you're talking. I'm trying to think of a boxing champion but I can't think of any at the right now. So whoever the world champion is, I don't even know. Is it who's the heavyweight world champion? Is it? I think your man, the Gypsy King's got one, and then the other guy's got the rest, doesn't he? I don't know. The English guy. So imagine that. So say they challenge friggin' I don't know. Can't even think Mike Tyson. I mean, as I said out loud, it sounds not as ridiculous as it comes out now that Mike Tyson is still fighting, and he's fighting Evander Holyfield, isn't he? So, okay, let's not go there. That's just, I think I've gone full circle on that. Don't really watch boxing. I can't watch it anymore. It's a pile of shit. Let's be honest. You don't really get any good fights, especially at heavyweight. You need the smaller fighters to get a good fight. But in the end, the only person that wins is the promoter. So think of that. Okay, so please someone tell me what to talk about. Just point me in the direction of a subject, and we shall go for the next 10 minutes. We shall do. I'll do what I can, because obviously my mind is going. I've got Alzheimer's, by the way, because I'm so old. 45, almost 45, and I'm on the turn. Anthony Joshua. It's finally come to me now. See, that's it. That's the old brain. It's getting old. It's like vinegar. I don't have any brain juice. It's just vinegar now. It's just pickling my brain. It's from all the beer. The beer is actually helping. Beer is helping me to remember this stuff. Where would I be without beer? We used to drink a lot of vodka back in the day. Sorry, it's coming up on me. The old beer cocktail. I went to buy the DVD fairly recently. I found that there was a box set of 6 DVDs, so I bought them. Not bad, really. I'm on the second time of watching them already. Is this, Schnoz, is this Rocky you talking about? Or is this Tremors? Is there like really Tremors 6? Are you serious? There are 6 Tremors? No way. No, there's not. 6 Tremors? The first one, I remember the first one, but I don't remember any of the other ones. What's the one with Kevin Bacon? Is that the first one? What kind of what year was that? Was that the 80s or was that the early 90s, Tremors? I don't even know. I imagine if there's 6 movies, I imagine at least 3 of them were on like the Sci-Fi Channel, funded, that type of thing. Sharknado style. Childhood favorite movie? Wow, really? Suppose it depends. Yeah, suppose it depends what age you are. I mean, obviously, I'm an old cunt, so I mean, for me, if I would say the childhood favorite movie, I don't know. I had a couple. We're talking obviously Star Wars, um, The Goonies. Loved The Goonies. Oh my god, loved The Goonies. Um, Back to the Future is another one. A lot of Spielberg stuff. I've just realized a lot of Spielberg stuff. Anything with Spielberg in it, basically, or Spielberg directing it. Star Wars, yes. Used to loved Star Wars. Really mad about Star Wars. Um, and then they released the new movies, and it was a bit of a letdown. Um, it was okay, and then Jar Jar Binks. I have a real problem with Jar Jar Binks. It's just annoying as fuck. The other kids would come around and watch it at my house. They were not allowed to hear swears, so I had it memorized. I could turn the volume knob down to mute the cuss words. That is genius. That is genius. Oh, VHS. Jaws still scares the kids 45 years on. But it would though, like I mean, we uh we went to Disneyland in uh, Los Angeles, the one there, and they have this like the whole Jaws thing there, and you can go like is it like a little trainer? There's something you can go round in, and basically when you get to a certain point, Jaws like literally jumps out of the water. But even then, it was looked really kind of. I don't know whether it was because it was like this was like 2000 or something like that, but it looked really kind of fake, you know. But in the movie, it does actually look real. So I don't know. Yeah, Jaws is brilliant, and you definitely need a bigger boat. That's for sure. So all these classic movies. So yeah, Star Wars on. So my kids now are really, or at least my little girl is really kind of into Star Wars, which is which is good. We've got Disney Plus, or we've got a sign on for Disney Plus, and they own Star Wars now. So the amount of stuff on that is ridiculous. I mean, the 11 movies. You've got loads of TV shows as well too, the animated shows, loads of other stuff, and the new stuff, the Mandalorian and all that. So it's great. It is good. I have to say, like, I mean, Disney have done a good job. I mean, they will flog it to death, like, but one at Universal, yeah. So it was good then, yeah. I mean, maybe that's just me remembering it. I don't know. Maybe I was expecting a real shark, but it just seems so. It was obviously a fake. I mean, it was obviously a fake because you're in a theme park. Not like you can get a shark just sneaks into a theme park and then attacks the clients, the guests. Uh, it doesn't exist anymore, sadly. Oh no, what's this? The ride, or is this the kind of the Jaws attraction at Disney World, Disneyland? Yeah, maybe it's just so old because there hasn't been like. I mean, Michael Caine. To be fair to Michael Caine, he did do his best to destroy the entire franchise with that um, performance in Jaws 4. But yeah, I mean they really ripped the balls out of that. I mean, I would say the first two are good, but after that, forget about it. Jaws 3D. Remember 3D was all the rage when that came out. Jaws 3D was all the rage, and you had to put on the ridiculous specs, and it was just like, this is gonna change everything. 3D is gonna change. It's like everything's coming at you. It's like, I suppose it is a wee bit, like not an awful lot. And then of course they said the same thing whenever oh, fucking I might see my brain today. It's getting old. That's what I'm telling you. It's getting old. We're talking about movies and I can't remember anything. Anything other than Mr. T. The Jaws ride at Universal has been ripped out. What? You will die on the hill of Jaws 4 being a masterpiece? No, Jaws 4 is not a masterpiece. That is so bad. I mean, the only person in it is the wife. Brody's wife. Mrs. Brody is, I think, is the only person left alive to link everything. And then it sleeps walk through. It's like, it's like the ghost of Jaws. It's like Jaws 4, the haunting of Jaws. It's just like, oh come on, this is going too far. Seriously, just give me a gun and I will put this thing out of its misery, right now. Danny Quaid. It's a film I haven't seen in a long time, to be honest, with good reason, because it's utter shit. I'll say the first two are good, but the first two have that guy. You know the guy that I can't remember his name. Anyone can mention the guy's name that's in the first two Jaws movies? Brody. Remember the character's name? Please put it now. And if you can't put it now, that makes me feel good, seriously, because that means I'm not just. Jaws box set? Really? Wow. Roy Schneider, that's it. Roy Schneider, of course. Roy Schneider, that's the one. Actually, you just like this is this is you. This is movies from the 1980s slash 1990s. This is the zone. Uh, Seriously though, um, Jaws 3 and Jaws 4 are just horrific. I think I actually downloaded Jaws 3 during the days. Do you remember the Wild West days of like downloading stuff on torrent, BitTorrent? I don't think I've still got it. I think I deleted it, but yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty fucking pitiful. It was basically a showcase for 3D, wasn't it? And there was not really that much of a story to it, other than this is we're setting this, you know, this bit up for the 3D effect. And then obviously Jaws 4 was just the fucking travesty. The travesty beyond travesty. Off. Off the ghost of Jaws. I mean, it was something fucking ludicrous. It's like because Mrs. Brody had the Brody blood, and the fucking the sharks could smell. It sounds ludicrous. The sharks could fucking just knew they had this instinct, this killing instinct for the Brody family, and that was basically what the movie was about. And Michael Caine was knocking her off at the time, and he was the only one that could save the day. And I think he rammed the shark with a yacht somehow. I mean, oh yeah. There's nothing else to say. It's just that sums up Jaws 4. Just put that on bloody IMDb. Yeah, Jaws, Tremors, Ghostbusters, and Back to the Future were like my only VHSs as a kid. Yes, Ghostbusters as well, of course. Ghostbusters, yes. Um, yeah. So that's basically yeah. That's what I. That was my kind of memories as a kid growing up on the Goonies as well as I said before. I think with Spielberg. I think Spielberg did was right on. Yeah. Funnily enough, speaking about Back to the Future, I seen as I was driving into there's like a town about 6 miles down that way, and as I was driving into them the other day, I pulled up a junction, and then a bloody DeLorean drove past. Now you don't see DeLoreans very often. Now I have seen a couple over here. Obviously, this is where they were built, so maybe there's more of them over here. I don't know, but there was actually a DeLorean driving past on the junction. I was like, oh my god, it's Back to the Future. And yeah, that tickled me a little bit. A proper DeLorean. Um, okay, what are we saying? I can't believe we're talking about bloody movies and shit. It could go anyway. This whole thing could just. I don't know. Did we drop out there? I think we might have dropped out for a bit. Apologies. Top Secret, yes. Top Secret with Val Kilmer. Is that the one? Yeah, that was very good. That was like airplane type stuff. Airplane was another really good movie from back in the day. I think it's a bit played out these days, but yeah, I remember all the kind of there was a load of stuff that was at play on all the disaster movies from the kind of like the late 70s, isn't it? I can kind of clearly remember those. But yeah, Top Secret, yeah, was very good. So DeLorean made out like the Back to the Future one when in California. Well, was it in? Was it literally in the theme park? Because they do have one in the theme park. There is a photograph. I should probably try and find a photograph of me standing beside the DeLorean with this bag, this like backpack, and standing there. I was just like, in those days, it was like didn't realize that if you need to take a photograph, you could just take the bag off and just put it to the side, and then you could pose. But yeah, so green back in them days. Not like now, because now it's just like it was. If I was getting my picture taken with a DeLorean, it would just be draped over, the fucking tits out and everything, just draped over the side. No, I'm not. I wouldn't say. I do have tits, but I'm not showing them in public. No thanks. I will show you my white bits though. Look at that. I'm actually proud of that. Look at that beautiful farmer tan I've got. Whoa. No white bit. This. See these streams? It's just basically me getting drunk on a Friday night, isn't it? Surely not. Don't call me Shirley. That is the Guinness Draft Stout. Get. That's the Guinness Draft Stout in cans. No mention of original or extra. This stuff here. That's the one I'm on, which is Guinness Original. So I believe that's the stuff you used to get in the bottles back in the day. Before they had the kind of the whole Guinness Draft. You used to buy that in bottles. You used to have Guinness on top. I can't really remember what the Guinness on top tasted like, but before they had Nitro over here, that's the stuff you bought in the bottles. It's actually okay. It was in the parking lot. The DeLorean from Back to the Future was in the parking lot. Wow, that's crazy. Is this where you announce your OnlyFans? Yes, I only have two fans. There only is two people. Oh, sorry. There's according to the screen. There's 8 people watching this now. Possibly one is me watching the screen over there. Even though it's not playing, it's showing an error message, so I can't actually see myself on the screen, but I can still see the chat. But it's just me. It is just literally me getting pissed for an hour on a Friday night. That's all these streams are. We shouldn't go much further. I mean, I was really drunk last week. Last week we streamed. We had two different streams. The first stream was a disaster because it sounded like a Dalek for most of the time, and I don't want to pour that in because I want to actually drink that separately because it's actually quite nice. But so maybe we'll drink this and then we'll pour that in. And then we ended up streaming for like another over an hour. I'll stream until I need to go to the toilet. But, being nearly 45, that won't be long, believe me. Sorry for whinging earlier on too about being like so old and just being on the turn, because I think it's just coming up to birthdays. It's not good. It's not good at all. How did the beer layering go? It went actually quite well up until we had three. The first three layers were really clear, really good, really clear. We had the Mr. President, which always works. Fantastic. Orange beer. We had the J Pur, which is like an IPA, 5.9%. Second layer was really light colour, so it actually worked. I was worried that they might be very similar colours. And then we had the Guinness on top of that, and it looked really amazing with 3 layers. And then we went with Carlsberg, only the best for you lot. Danish Pilsner. and it kind of messed up. It kind of became one, and then it settled. All the kind of heavy stout stuff settled down, and then it was like the other week. It kind of became an extra layer, so it turned into 4 layers somehow, even though there was only like it wasn't supposed to. Didn't look like it. And then it was like a red layer on top, which is the kind of the lager and the stout mixed together. And then underneath that was probably an inch, maybe, or maybe. I'm calling it a finger. There was a finger of black, okay, underneath that. Hello, Window Beer Review, Thomas. Hello, how are you? Okay, I dislike Atschnuz. What? Everyone dislikes Schnuz, but he's okay. He is okay, like, isn't he? So yeah, I would. So how many layers was that? I got distracted mentioning the likes. So that was like we got we got. I mean, it's very difficult, but I think personally, I think that that counts as 4 layers. I think it counts as 4 layers, possibly 3 layers if we're being really critical. But I'm gonna say 4. I mean, imagine drinking 4 beers in like an hour. This is ridiculous. I just want the rest of this, and then we're gonna knock on the head. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get my arse together and actually make some videos for next week. I haven't made any kind of um, homebrew Wednesday video or anything. I mean, I think the last 2 beers I made, I didn't actually take any video on. I do have one ready to go. When you make like I always make grain the glass videos, and which means when you're making lagers, there's just this bloody conditioning time, and the beers taste amazing when you leave them, but you need to leave them for like 6 weeks. I don't know if I've said this before, but it's true. It is absolutely true. You need that conditioning time with them kind of lagers, even the hoppy lagers. You would think, like with an IPA or something like that, it would taste better when you drink it fresh, because then the hops are fresh. But that is not the same with kind of hoppy type lagers with the New Zealand pilsners. You do need the kind of that 6 week period, even though you're dry hopping it as well. You need that conditioning time, and not even for drop clear, but just the taste. It tastes so much better when the flavors have time to kind of develop, and I can't explain it for the life of me. But it just does. And I was thinking about getting like a one of the pressure fermenters. Alex, have you used your pressure fermenter yet? And have you done a lager? Because I would really like to do that, but I'm thinking it will only save time in the kind of brewing phase. You have done it, yeah. Not a lager. So I think it would be good because it would ferment the beer down in no time at all, and it'll start to carbonate it. But I mean, it's that conditioning time. I mean, that's what I don't know. I mean, am I like waiting Am I? Because at the minute it's like 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. In fact, the beer that I've got on now, which is another kind of pilsner type, but I've used like Zappa hops. I got Zappa hops. Never heard of them before. Thought I'd try them out. It's like this kind of wild American hop, named after Frank Zappa. And I was wondering whether you could. I mean, it's been in there for 2 weeks now, and I still have the cold crush it. It's still dry hopping, so it's going to probably be. And if I want it really clear, it's going to be another at least half week to a week. So I mean, I could. I mean, is if I did it under pressure, you'd maybe knock what, a week off it. If you're dry hopping as well, maybe a week and a half. I don't know. It'll get your gravity down, yeah, but I don't think it'll get the clarity or crispness. Sorry, that more proper layer. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could use gelatin. That will definitely get it clear. But will it? It's the taste. It's that taste. Crispness. If you can get it down to like, depends on the mash. Supposedly the mash temps. You get it down so it's down to under 1010 or at least 1010 anyway. I suppose you'll get that, but it's just that taste. It's like the beer just, for me, when I do it with kind of hoppy lagers, it just does not taste right. It tastes okay for the first couple of weeks. The one I've got in the Keezer now is like 2 weeks old, and it just doesn't taste quite right. But that was the same with all the other ones I've done, and then it's like it gets to like 3 weeks, it's a bit better. 4 weeks, it's a bit better. 5 weeks, it's even better. Starting to get really good. 6 weeks, 6 weeks is amazing. But I mean, like, fucking hell, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. I mean, come on, can't do that. 6 weeks. Have I ever used rain to make beer? No, I haven't actually. Well, I mean, I do, unless you're counting all the rain fills up the reservoir, which then fills up my tap. Which, so technically, you know, it's like the plot of Jaws 4, that one. It's so convoluted. Okay, here we go. This is the last beer. When this is done, this is it. I'm knocking the video off because I'm already drunk. I'm already drunk, and now it's only near 10:20. Of course, I'm gonna slug this down because I'm a maniac. Right, okay. Hello, beer fanboy. Yes, hello. I was, you know that I can slug beer down, of course. You know it. How are you doing? Never mind me. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Other than getting old. I've had a bit of a meltdown earlier on in the stream about me getting. I'm turning 45 next week, and I'm having a few problems with that. And the rest of the stream, half the stream is basically me complaining about how old I was and how I'm like falling to bits and stuff. And the rest was like remembering movies, trying to remember movies from the 1980s that I can't quite. And I couldn't remember Roy Schneider's name from the Jaws movies. And yeah, and then there was Rocky and stuff. So that's kind of what you've missed, which is not an awful lot, to be honest. Um, I'm just reading the messages, sorry. Nate knocked 3 weeks off your schedule, right? Okay. With the cold heart, yeah. Well, it's different with your cold hearted because it wasn't quite right. It was too bitter. Like. So you were kind of more leaving it because it was too bitter and it was kind of smoothing out over time. Whereas with this, it's like it's nice, but after like 6 weeks, proper lagering, it gets just amazing. I had I sent a lot of bottles. I sent a lot of bottles out, but I actually gave a lot of bottles away of that the last New Zealand Pilsner I did. And I sent a lot of the red X IPA out and the black kind of the black hearted, so the two hearted version in black but with a bit of rye in. And everybody, oh, this is like non brewers, this is like normal people, not us, normal people, and everybody loved the other two, not the black one, but the kind of red axe IPA, and especially the New Zealand Pilsner. And all the kind of non brewers just were bloody dumbfounded by how good they were. Not quite the black one though. That was a bit too much for them. I think, like being a proper IPA. So yeah, I think we're definitely onto something, especially with a lager recipe. So, which is kind of half the reason why I'm brewing so many of them, because that's like 4 or 5 I think this week or this year. So, but like I said before, I cannot wait. I can't wait for the 6 weeks unless there is some. Okay, I've got 6 kegs, right? And I'm thinking on the go here. Is there some kind of way I can? This is maybe not the proper time of year to do it coming into the summer, but if there's some way I could lager the beer, or if I could get like build a little kind of cool area, which isn't in the Keyser, because if it's in the Keyser, I'm gonna drink it, and this is the problem, because I just end up drinking it, and then it's like, it's not ready yet. Then I drink it, not ready yet. Then the following week, I'll have another couple, and then the weekend after that, I'll have another couple, and then by the time it gets really good, the keg will bloody kick within like 3 days. So, is there something for building? Could I build some kind of like lagering zone? I wonder where I could I? I don't know what I could control the temperatures without some kind of um, refrigeration unit though. This is the thing because it gets really warm. It's not so bad. Um, Out there's a disaster. In here's not so bad, but it's still really warm, but it doesn't feel like you know crazy hot. But how? I mean, I could get loads. It's not necessarily the kegs that's the problem. It's the kind of how. I just need another fridge. Basically, I'm just talking myself into buying another fridge. So if I could fit another fridge in here, right? I'm not sure where because all the space is taken up. The only space that's not taken up is here. So I'll show you what's over here. Don't know if this is a good idea or not, but let's do it. Okay, so we've got this area here. You can see I've got Han Solo there, trapped in carbonite. But the only thing is that the I've got a freezer here, and I need to open that door. So that is literally the only space other than up. So unless I like, you know, put another fridge there and have it sitting up, I'll have a double decker fridge. No, I can't cover up ham, but I mean I can't cover it up anyway because I won't be able to get the freezer open. Which is the problem, which is the hop freezer. Sorry, hold on. It was the hop freezer, and my wife has slowly taken it over with buying food. I was fooled. I fooled. She fooled me into thinking that was just like while lockdown's on, we should buy more kind of frozen stuff, and now it's like she's putting the NA shit in there basically. It's strange because we got a massive freezer in the house. Okay, let's. I'm gonna catch up with the chat here. So apologies, even though you posted this probably about 10 minutes ago. Um. Okay, so I use an Irish product called Biofine for clearing my beers. Um. I tend to use gelatin if I want a really clear beer. Gelatin is the best way to go. Now I know that some people are not kind of comfortable with the whole kind of animal product type thing, and God knows for a long time I wasn't happy with just the smell of it when you kind of mix it with the hot water. It just stinks. But it does give you a very clear beer. So I'm less concerned about that, about kind of clearing the beer, because I know I can do it. But it's more the kind of the lagering, the fucking length that the beer needs to lager in order to taste at its best. Um, uh, I had the same with you. Cold hard beer was the best about right when I kicked it. Yeah, exactly. This is it. This is the problem. That's why I want to kind of, if I had like a another area where I could condition beers. I think this is ludicrous. I already have two fridges here on that Kaiser over there, and that's still not enough. This is a disease. Brewing is like some kind of disease, isn't it? Where it's just not enough. You just need more stuff. I mean, God knows you need more stuff. Um, Jaws 4 is Michael Caine's best film. There, I said it. Oh wow, that is. Whoa. Okay, that's it. That's where we're leaving tonight. All right. Jaws 4. Let's try and ignore that last comment there. Jaws 4. Jaws 4 is horrific though. I mean, come on. Let's not go over old ground. Let's push forward. Let's push into the future. Um, 52. Beer Fanboy says, I'm good. I'm 52. I've met Beer Fanboy in the flesh as well too. Hello. We have met. It's not too often you get to actually meet in person someone you speak to on the internet. Some random internet person. But yeah, it's always good. You know why? Because you have something to talk about. There's never an end of conversation. This is kind of the problem with me and normal people. I think I'm a bit weird with like normal people. I don't really want to talk about. I mean, I'm good at talk about the weather because we had a good 15 minutes there about talking about the weather earlier on. But other than that, I don't want to talk about EastEnders or what you were watching on TV or, you know, all that shit, baking cakes and stuff. I just want to talk about beer. I'm brewing all this, you know, what I want to brew and how I don't have enough space. I need a conditioning fridge for in here. That's what I want to talk about. I can only talk about with people like you. So, yeah. Okay. 52 and ache everywhere. So that's something to look forward to. I'm only 45 and I don't ache everywhere, but, you know, we're getting there. We are getting there. Uh, okay. I love the pressure fermenting off the eels, but still put a lager in a keg and forget about it for a month. Agreed, all in the taste. Yes, absolutely. This is ST4 Brewhouse. This is AKA Crew Wolf. Um, so yeah, so you pressure ferment lagers, right? So this is the thing I was kind of saying about earlier on. You probably, I mean, I'm already behind in the chat, but it's not necessarily the brewing time. I don't mind the brewing time. It's the conditioning time. So I mean, is there a way to speed up the conditioning time? I don't know. Uh, get 50 more kegs, Shish knows. Yes, I would love to get 50 more kegs. I would never use them. I don't think I would ever use them. I had a big plan this year actually too, because I knew I was going to. The plan this year was always going to brew more lagers, and because I knew the needed conditioning time, and honestly, I'm drinking them more. I'm drinking them faster than I can fucking make them, basically, because I only have two fridges. If I had, you know what I need? I've got two fridges for fermenting here, and I need one more for conditioning. But if I had one more for conditioning, I would just use it as a fermenting fridge. So I'd have three beers fermenting at the same time. I'll put them in the kegs, and then I suppose I could put three kegs into the fridge, and then I could condition them all at the same time. But then I would have no beer to drink because all three would be conditioning at the same time. Okay, we haven't thought that through. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the chat, shall we? This is a lagering cave. Yes, I absolutely need a lagering cave. I think I needed just a cave, I think. Would be nice. Um, the French, okay, Dr. T. Appelez the fool who thinks Dr. T is Mr. T. The French dig a cave under their house to stash champagne. Well, I mean, they're probably the big fur. Am I really going to say this? No, I'm not going to say this, but I am going to say this. Okay, the French have probably the, already the caves dug because they were hiding from the Nazis. Let's be honest. Um, use the proper stuff of isinglass for beer clarity. I've never actually used isinglass. Isinglass. Um, I'm just saying a schnuzz spams. Um, I've never actually used it, but I mean, is it not just like in the kettle? I've only ever used like Protoflock and Worldflock. I mean, is there a difference? Really? Is it not the same thing? Sink a keg underwater. I'm not near the coast, but I am near a massive lake up the road. So, I mean, theoretically, I suppose, yeah, we could pressurize it and then tie it to the kind of the jetty. There's like a little at the pub up the road, half a mile up the road. There's like a jetty, um, and we could probably tie it and sink it down. So it is feasible, yes. Is there a Jaws box set? There probably. I hope there is, because I'm bloody banning it. I'm banning on Amazon as soon as I get off. As soon as I get my phone back, I'm banning it on Amazon for sure. Um, so Schnuzz says about 10 minutes ago, I have met DTS 1953. I'm glad. I really like David. He's a good guy. Did he kind of sneak up? He did sneak up on you, weren't you? You were on the video with Red Dog, weren't you? In fact, yeah, on Red Dog, on Haribur, yes. I remember seeing that video. It was okay. I need to kind of. I'm trying to get through the chat here. Hold on. Uh, I'm posting faster. Yes, I know you're posting faster, but I read it on my phone about 5 minutes ago, and now I'm reading it on the screen. Isn't the glass goes in the barrel slash keg? Okay, all right. I did not know that. So is it like gelatin then basically? 'Cause gelatin, you kind of make it up. You put it into the fermenter when you're cold crushing, and then when everything crashes down, it kind of solidifies at the bottom, and it just sucks everything in, and you get a really clear beer. You can do it in the keg as well, but I prefer to do it in the fermenter when I'm kind of crushing. Oh, they do it with red wine to condition faster. Okay, okay, that's interesting. So this is the sinking of the kegs in water. Yeah. The only thing is that some cunt would find it and nick my keg full of beer. That's the only thing. Um, since ever since lockdown came in, we've had loads. They've had loads of people coming in from God knows where, and they all bringing jet skis with them down to the jetty down there, down the pub, down the road. And no one round here knows who they are or where they're from. And there's even people down there tonight. I went out for a walk, and down there there's people camping. There's about 4 tents, and they're out in their jet skis, and they got vans and everything down there. And they're all just set up for the night, for the weekend probably. So I mean, now obviously they would have to find. So I'd need, if I was doing it, I think I would have to put the kind of tie it with a rope around the handle. We'll tie the rope around the handle, but the rope connected to the jelly would probably need to be under the kind of under the water line so no one sees it. But then, is the water deep enough there? You'd need to go right to the end of the jelly to get the really deep water, but even then, it depends on how much rainfall there's been, because it goes up and down. And while there's been a bit, it hasn't been like raining every day, so yeah, I'm already talking myself out of it. I could just get like a big barrel, right? Fill it with water, and then just let it sit outside. Put the kind of keg, the conditioned keg, or the carbonated keg, in the pressurized keg, is what I wanted to say. Third time lucky there. I'm so drunk. I could put it in that, and then leave it, and then it would be sitting outside. Like leave it in shadow, so I'd put it around the front of the house. Okay, you can already see the problem here. And then it will be in shadow all the time, and yeah. Then I could siphon out the water, and then put it around the plants, and the kind of warmer water, and then put in cold water. Loads of kind of ice, and do that every week, and then take out the water at the end of the week. It seems more, it does, now that I've said it out loud, it seems more kind of work than it probably actually should be. Not just buy another fridge and then stick the fridge out in that half of the garage and then just use it as conditioning slash fermenting slash beer fridge. Is it too much? I mean, is 2 fridges and 2 freezers not enough that I need another one? So like 3 fridges and 2 freezers. I mean, I'm counting that as a freezer. Is that not enough? Seems like an awful lot. No, hold on. Tell you what I could do. I could get like a tall freezer, a tall fridge, then split it in half, and then you could. I was gonna say you could ferment 2 beers at the same time, which you could do, but then if I brew a beer this week and ferment it, and then I brew a beer next week and ferment it and put it on like on the top, one on top and one on the bottom, with the beer that I brewed this week would be ready before next week's beer. And then how do you cold crush it? Unless you split it up. Yeah, okay. I think we've gone too far there. I've come full circle. You know what? I drunk this beer. I've already rambled on way too long here. We're an hour and a half. Over an hour and a half. Talking absolute shite. About God knows what. So I'm going to go. Still have a beer here. Oh. Let's taste the Stella Artois, okay? We'll catch up on the chat. I'm going to open the Stella Artois, the 4.6% Stella Artois, in case anyone was curious. Look, Stella Artois is now 4.6%. Can you see that? 4.6%. What madness is this? When did this happen? How did this happen? Who let this happen? And who will get fired? buoy on it, yeah. A buoy on the keg, yeah. We could float it outside. The guy actually next door, he's an old fella, God love him. He has a boat. Since we moved in, that boat has been sitting out there and it's never moved. He has never been in it. So I could probably get a boat for cheap. So if I got the boat, the motorboat, I could bring it down. I could go into the middle of the loch, right? We could sink the keg, float it to some kind of buoy. I would need a steel one from somewhere. I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to find. And then I could, yes, that is a good idea. That is a good idea, actually. That would probably be easier than getting another fridge. Yeah, another fridge, no. No, I don't think it would, actually. Stella Art what? Okay, so this is... Apparently this is the finest beer out of Belgium. Apparently. It's not true, like. So yeah, this is some kind of crappy lager. That used to be... Back in the day, it used to be called... Its nickname was Wife Beater. I mean, can you imagine? But it used to be like 5.6%. It was quite strong. I imagine that's why it got that nickname. Um, I've never been very comfortable with that nickname, to be honest. But I'm guessing that's why. So 5.6%. And then I picked it up tonight. When I went into the shop on the way home, I thought, you know what, let's just buy some beer. 5.6%. And this was intended for one of the separations. And then I get it home and I look at it and it's like 4.6%? 4.6%? Premium lager beer and you're calling that premium and it's 4.6%? Are you serious? So yeah, that was a surprise. So yeah. Either well, not either about it, they're just trying to save money, aren't they? By brewing it down. Saving a bit of tax and they're saving a bit they're making more beer for less money. That's the way it works these days, isn't it? No, it absolutely. Dr. T, you are right. That is not wife beater. That is a bloody bladder beater. 4.6% is what that is. Means I'd be going for a piss every 5 minutes. As soon as I turn the stream off, that's it. I think I'll be in the toilet for like half an hour at least. On Amazon, just buying the Jaws box set. What I want is the Rock. I want to watch Rocky. And then no. Tell you what. Let's make an agreement here. While we're all together, we're all gonna sit down at some point over the next week and watch Jaws 4. In fact, the next 2 weeks, because it won't be streaming for another 2 weeks. But let's all watch Jaws 4, right? And then we can come back like a book club. We'll all come back with thoughts and opinions on how good or how bad Jaws 4 was with the legendary Michael Caine in lead role and the woman that played Brody's wife, Roy Schneider's wife in the first movie, in a kind of supporting role because she was the only thing else. Crap Guinness draft. Schnoz, seriously, you should try and get the original stuff. It's actually, I mean, it's not good. Like, God knows, it's not good. But I mean, it's not terrible either. It actually tastes like something. I find the Guinness draft, that Guinness draft stuff is kind of out of the can is just it's very very bland. Really do find that. I do find the stuff out of the top very bland as well, to be fair, but. Okay, let's run through the last of the comments. Please stop commenting because I want to go now. I'm really down to go to the toilet. So they used to that's QU2 post stuff. They used to sell that as a premium import where I come from. Yeah, well, the Stella, I know it's really not premium anymore, even though they say it in very small writing. Well, I mean it's not as premium as that. I mean. Whew. The Guinness draft isn't as good as it used to be, yeah, I know. Stellar reined it back due to the wife beater tag that they got. Oh, really? That's why they were. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Tremors, yes, of course. Tremors 15. It's out on um, Horse and Hound TV channel. Right, okay. I am actually going to stop the video now, otherwise I'll be talking all night. So, yeah, alright. I'm away. Bye. Tremors 15 starring Michael Caine. I mean, who wouldn't watch that though, to be fair? Right, okay, I'm actually going this time, right? Definitely going. I'm down for a wee wee. How do you stop this thing?